I've always loved to speak out in front of people, and I've always been the one little blonde girl that you don't want to get stuck in a debate with because it'll be long and it's not going to be pretty.
Purging our society of violence and murder cannot be done through gun control legislation. By signing this legislation, you are not signing away gun violence, but eliminating our ability to protect our lives, liberty, and pursuits of happiness.
When I got up on the podium, there were so many things going through your head because I was kind of wondering whether people were listening to me or not.
The intent of the proposed legislation is to essentially defeat the purpose of our own U.S. Constitution.
But I thought, I'm going to say what I have to say, and that's it. I probably would describe it as a passion. When I was 8, it was the first time I ever shot a real gun or anything at all. Now I use a 12 gauge for trap shoots. And I have an AR-15. It's a Bushmaster. Some people think that you just pick up a gun and shoot, and you really don't. You need a lot of practice and focus and training, and it is something that takes a lot of responsibility.
Sounds like you're not just a lover of the shooting sports, but you're determined to have a voice in this debate to protect our rights.
I don't want to be told that I can't shoot anymore, and I don't want to be told that you can't have guns in your home, and it is something that I will be losing in my life, especially with the scholarship opportunities and all. But beyond that, it's more. I see it as the backbone of our American society and the Constitution. If you look at any of the quotes from our founding fathers, you would know that no, we are not misinterpreting it as being pro-gun, because this is exactly what they wanted. The underlying reason was to always have the power within the people and not just within the government.
Assault rifles banned, gun buying limited. The governor signs Maryland's tough new gun law.
If we want better results, we have to make better choices.
They call it common sense legislation. I really just don't see anything common sense about it.
Chicago, Illinois has had some of the strictest gun control laws in America enacted for the past few years, and it is currently more than twice as likely for you to be killed in Chicago as in the Afghani war. Is that really something we want to model our state laws after?
What they say they're attempting to do is minimize crime and keep us safe, and there's nothing in this legislation that would have stopped any of the crimes that have happened earlier. You're never going to make a law that a criminal is going to follow because, of course, with the magazine capacity and them limiting that, being the criminal, they can have the high-capacity magazines, and they've got 30 rounds on you where you have 10. And if you're defending yourself, your property, your family, your home, everything, it's only worth 10 shots.
Robbing American citizens of our rights to own them won't solve anything.
What actually will be the impact of this law on your ability to compete, on getting a scholarship?
I'd like to be a constitutional lawyer and then maybe move into being a congresswoman later on. But the one I use for my competitions and all is completely banned by the legislation as an assault weapon. And especially if I want to get into a nice college like Harvard or something, then I will probably have to look into scholarships and such for it. And for that to be taken away is a huge aspect that gets pulled out that I'm really going to have to make up for somehow. I don't know what defines it as an assault weapon, because everything I've seen about it, an AR-15 is much more accurate. It's easier to shoot, both with recoil and just the size of it.
Does it concern you that there are many people in politics right now that say, hey, we can do away with the Constitution. We don't need the Second Amendment anymore?
It's completely disgraceful what people have told me. Well, you know, the Constitution is 300 years old. We don't need to follow it anymore. It's not an important document to our society. The Constitution is our society. It is all of our laws. It's where everything came from. It was the start of our society. We wouldn't have America if it wasn't for the Constitution.
You've proved, don't you think, that whether you're 15 or you're 85, you could really make a difference, make your voice heard.
I hope to encourage people my age to do the same thing too, so that we can bring it up in the next generation. So one of my favorite quotes that I really like to explain it to people who don't get it, the best way to explain it is, as Wayne LaPierre put it, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter what you do. Anybody can go out there and do this. You can speak, you can have your voice heard, because if you're not speaking, if you're not showing that you're there, in the legislator's eyes, you're not there. So you really have to get into it and show who you are and stand up for what you believe in.